Notes from Naija, because every day in Nigeria teaches me something that I didn't know I needed to learn: responsibility. Before coming to Nigeria, I noticed something as an educator. Whenever I had students from an African household, whether it was Nigerian, Liberian, Uganda, it didn't matter. They all had this level of maturity about them. They were very observant, very respectful, quietly disciplined. And even through play, there was still this level of awareness that they carried with them. And honestly, I thought I understood where the maturity came from, but becoming and moving in Nigeria, I've built this deeper understanding of where it is. Now, when we first landed in Nigeria, my husband and I were tired, exhausted, two toddlers, too many bags, long lines, hot airport, kids jumping and crying all over you. I mean, we were all hot, tired, and overstimulated. And I remember thinking to myself, like, oh my God, now I have to stand in this long line of immigration. But before we could even settle in the back of the line, one of the officers looked at us and they said, wait, they have children. Bring them to the front. And immediately people just started to move out the way so we could go first. And in that moment, I felt so cared for as a mother. Like, wow, they really prioritize mothers and children here. But the longer I'm here in Nigeria, the more I realize something else. Children here are not only protected, they are prepared. Stay with me. I started observing the other children around us, the younger cousins, so ages 8 through 12, right? They're cooking entire meals, cutting onions and peppers with big knives, frying food, cleaning the house, serving adults, taking care of younger siblings, all like it's second nature. And my American mind is completely blown by what I'm seeing because where I come from, children are given a lot more autonomy, more freedom to express themselves. They have more room to negotiate and more space to simply, be kids. But don't get me wrong, don't get it wrong at all. I still got my ass beat. I was definitely disciplined a lot and by a lot of people. But there's still this difference, right? Here, I notice childhood starts to shift into responsibility much earlier. There is an expectation placed on children very early. You contribute, you help, you respect, you learn. And honestly, I think that's the part of why so many Nigerian children grow into adults with such strong discipline, awareness, and maturity early. Because responsibility is something that I wasn't taught growing up. A lot of it I learned from observation, watching adults around me, watching consequences, watching struggle, and quietly deciding that that's not going to be me when I grow big, right? So responsibility came something that I learned later through experience. But here in Nigeria, I'm watching children learn it intentionally and early. And as a Black American mother raising children in Nigeria, I find myself dancing between two different parenting mindsets because I absolutely want our children to have that strong Nigerian foundation, the discipline, the structure, the respect, and the responsibility. But I also want them to feel emotionally safe to speak up, to express themselves honestly, and to have a voice. And I think that's the tension that I'm learning to navigate here. How do you raise children who are disciplined without silencing them, respectful without making them fearful, and strong while still allowing softness? And now I realize that that part of being a responsible parent is recognizing your own limitations, knowing when to step in, and being wise enough to be quiet while your children learn the things that you had to survive to understand. And that's today's note from Naija.